Imagine a garden that gets more beautiful every year, without you doing much at all. That's the magic of self-seeding plants. These are the quiet garden heroes. Drop a few seeds and nature takes over. No complicated planning, no replanting every season. In this video, we're sharing 10 of the best self-seeding plants that bring effortless charm, surprise, and color back year after year. Whether you love a wild cottage feel or just want low-maintenance beauty, these plants deliver. Let's take a look. First on the list is Rose Campion, a plant that looks like it wandered in from an old English garden. With soft, silver-gray foliage and neon magenta blooms, it's the kind of contrast that makes your garden instantly feel artistic. The blooms rise tall and proud, catching light beautifully against their muted leaves. Rose Campion is technically a biennial or short-lived perennial, but don't worry. It reseeds so generously that you'll see new seedlings every year once it's established. And often, the seedlings pop up in exactly the right places to keep that natural, flowing look. It prefers full sun and well-drained soil and thrives even in tough, dry spots. Once it's in, it asks for very little, just some space to show off. Let a few flowers go to seed instead of deadheading, and it will reward you with a continuous presence in the garden for years to come. Second is the dramatic and dreamy Foxglove. Known for its towering spikes of bell-shaped flowers, Foxglove adds instant fairy tale charm to any border or woodland edge. The colors range from soft blush to deep plum, often with speckled throats that draw in pollinators. Foxglove is a biennial, meaning it grows leaves in the first year and blooms in the second. But if you let it seed itself, you'll always have some blooming and some growing. That creates a natural succession of flowers that keeps your garden alive with movement. It grows best in part shade with moist but well-drained soil, though it can handle sun in cooler climates. Foxglove loves to spread if you let the flower stalks mature and dry in place. Plant it along fences, tree lines, or back of border spots for vertical interest and soft woodland romance. It's especially gorgeous when paired with ferns or hostas. Third on the list is Aliium Christophe, also known as Star of Persia. And yes, it's just as glamorous as it sounds. This ornamental onion produces massive, spherical flower heads that shimmer in metallic lavender and silver. Even after blooming, the dried seed heads remain as sculptural art pieces in your garden. This particular Aliium species is well known for self-seeding if the seed heads are left standing. Over time, you'll start seeing baby Aliiums sprouting nearby, tiny surprises from last season's show. It thrives in full sun with well-drained soil, and it's especially striking when planted in groups among gravel, stone borders, or ornamental grasses. It's also deer and rabbit resistant. Let the flower heads dry on the plant and drop naturally. Not only will you get free new plants, but you'll also enjoy that textural element through fall and even into winter. Fourth is Columbine, a spring-blooming perennial that feels delicate but grows like a champ. The flowers have a unique, whimsical shape, like little bonnets or butterflies, and the color combinations are endless. They often cross-pollinate, so new plants may have totally new patterns. Columbine is a self-seeder that thrives in partial shade, especially in cooler climates or under taller perennials and shrubs. It's a great way to fill space in mixed beds with a soft, natural flow. The plant doesn't need much care. Just let the seed pods ripen and fall. Before long, you'll have charming seedlings popping up in surprising corners. Columbine is perfect for weaving through borders, woodland edges, or shady pathways. It pairs well with hostas, ferns, and other early spring perennials. Fifth on the list is Nigella damascena, better known as Love in a Mist, a plant that feels like it belongs in a secret garden. Its soft, feathery foliage surrounds delicate sky blue or lavender blooms, creating a dreamy, lace-like effect that looks beautiful even before the flowers open. And when they do, they hover above the leaves like little jewels in a cloud. Nigella is an annual, but it self-seeds so effortlessly that once you've grown it, it tends to stick around. After flowering, it produces decorative seed pods that look like striped balloons. often used in dried arrangements. If you leave them in place, the seeds will scatter naturally and pop up next spring without fail. It thrives in full sun and well-drained soil, and it doesn't mind poor conditions. Just scatter the seeds where you want them and let nature take care of the rest. Nigella doesn't like being transplanted anyway, so direct seeding is ideal. Use it to add softness between more structured perennials or let it weave through cottage borders and gravel paths. Whether in bloom or forming seed heads, it adds a romantic, slightly mysterious charm to any garden. Sixth on the list is purple toad flax, a tall, wispy plant with delicate lavender purple blooms. From a distance, it gives that hazy, romantic look to a border. It's light, airy, and blends beautifully with other perennials without overpowering them. Toad flax reseeds freely and shows up in places you didn't plan, but that's part of its charm. It often finds the perfect little gaps in gravel, between pavers, or along fences. It prefers full sun and dry, well-drained soil. Once it's in your garden, it's there to stay, and it never becomes aggressive or invasive. Pair it with ornamental grasses or place it behind low-growing perennials to create height and motion. It's one of those plants that makes your garden feel effortless and alive. Seventh is the iconic Verbena bonariensis, loved by designers for its see-through stems and soft lavender flowers. Its tall, slender form adds height without bulk, and the flowers float like little clouds above everything else. This perennial reseeds prolifically but politely, often popping up in gravel or cracks along paths, and filling in spaces between more structured plantings. It's a key plant in naturalistic and prairie-style gardens. Full sun and well-drained soil keep it happiest, and it tolerates drought once established. Deadheading can encourage repeat blooms, but leaving some to seed ensures new plants next season. Let it drift through garden beds or border edges. It pairs beautifully with echinacea, grasses, or salvias, bringing vertical rhythm and soft motion. Eighth on the list is borage, a charming herb with star-shaped blue flowers and fuzzy leaves that smell faintly of cucumber. Though it's often grown for the kitchen, borage is just as valuable in the garden for its ability to attract bees, bloom all summer, and reseed like a pro. Borage is technically an annual, but once you plant it, you'll rarely have to do it again. It self-seeds with ease, and seedlings often appear in the same area every year, sometimes even growing stronger than the originals. It prefers full sun and tolerates poor soil well, making it a great fit for dry borders or herb gardens. It grows fast, and while the plant can look a bit wild by midsummer, it always brings life and movement. Let some of the seed heads drop naturally or collect and scatter the black seeds wherever you'd like a fresh patch. Use it near vegetables, among perennials, or along sunny borders for an informal, pollinator-rich look. Ninth is Mexican daisy, one of the sweetest, toughest, and most underrated self-seeders you can grow. It produces clouds of tiny white-pink daisy-like flowers that bloom continuously from spring to fall, softening hard edges and adding a whimsical charm to any space. This dainty-looking plant is actually a powerhouse when it comes to spreading. It self-seeds between cracks, rocks, walls, and pavers, and does it so gracefully you'll welcome every volunteer. It thrives in full sun and lean, well-drained soil. Once it finds a spot it likes, it's nearly unstoppable in the best way. It hubs the ground gently, spilling over paths and stonework like a living lace trim. Use it to fill narrow gaps, trail over containers, or as a casual front-of-border plant. It pairs beautifully with stone, gravel, and Mediterranean-style plantings. Tenth and final on our list is lady's mantle, a foliage plant that earns its spot through subtle magic. Its scalloped leaves catch morning dew like sparkling beads, and its soft yellow-green flowers float above in fluffy sprays. It adds quiet elegance wherever it's planted. This perennial spreads through both self-seeding and clump expansion. The seeds drop easily and germinate around the parent plant, creating lush, low mounds over time. It's easy to manage but generous in its return. Lady's Mantle grows best in part shade to full sun and likes moist, well-drained soil. It tolerates cold climates and keeps its tidy look through most of the season. Place it at the front of borders, along stone paths, or beneath roses and taller perennials. It softens everything it touches and brings that effortlessly polished look even when you haven't touched it in weeks. And there you have 10 self-seeding plants that do the work for you while keeping your garden full of beauty, surprise, and life. Once they settle in, these plants multiply naturally, filling your space with texture, color, and that slightly wild, always romantic charm. So if you're going to let nature help you garden, start with just a few of these. You might be surprised where they show up next year, but that's half the fun. Thanks for watching Plant, Do, Home, and Garden. And until next time, happy gardening.